I heard of Spyro's game franchise and how it was once beloved, and is still today. I like dragons, but I am not a person who likes to play video games all day, so I hesitated to buy the game at first. But I did, and I have a reflection to make around it. I played the first game of the main Reignited trilogy, the remaster on the Nintendo Switch. So, how was my experience as a newcomer to this franchise? I hated the final boss and ending. The game overall was more than good. The parkour in this game has personality, and the construction of levels impressed me. I am no game developer, and I don't need to be one to say that this game has good, decent, and bad in its gameplay. Being the player is enough for a fair opinion. So, I am rating the game based on two separate forms. Subjective, did I like it? And were general criticisms about the game true? And objective, is the game good? I only completed the first game, and I am on my way to advance in the third game. I am telling it now, so discretion. First, what is the game about? A mad creature called Nasty Nork, provoked by one of the elders who take care of Spyro, crystallizes everyone, except for the little purple dragon, who decides to fight against nasty minions, rescuing the elder dragons and defeating the bad guys. The story for what the game conveys, being directed mainly to kids, is simple, and I was aware of that fact, but the content from the fanbase and game community makes it more complex. I now want to hear all the theories, meaning that the game hooked me with its story, which is more plain than cardboard, and moldable as well. The gameplay is the best part of the game, because the controllable character is a dragon. The player can do more than just jump and scratch random enemies, and I love that. The game, despite its vibes of nice, friendly ambience, it does challenge the player. It challenged me through the level building with no tutorial. The game teaches you everything through trial and error, and despite that the player is given a limited set of abilities to fly with, the levels make me find different ways to use them. When I started the game, after freeing one of the first Elder Dragons, I proceed and free Delvin, whose statue was positioned at purpose nearby water. I obviously, as the noob I was, fell into the water, teaching me by the bad ones that Spark, the dragonfly who follows Spyro, represented the dragon's life bar, and that water was an obstacle to avoid, and that the Elder Dragons indirectly will give clues related to the level. It is simple, but when I noticed that, it just told me how well the game was made. I never find a too hard or a too easy level. The game is balanced, and despite my disgust toward collectibles, like collecting stuff just for the sake of it, the game ends up catching me until the rest of the game was great. I freed more Elder Dragons, noticed their well done designs, collect gems, and defeated the boss of each world, if I could call them by that title. The nature of the boss fights in this game, or at least in the first one, was boring and flat. For example, in the world of the Magic Crafters, the boss fight of the level Blowhard was just running towards the boss and fire him 3 times. No battle or puzzle was given. The game is made to be simple, but personally, the boss fights made me to start losing interest in the game. Not because they were too easy, but because of how straightforward they are, especially the final boss against Nasty North. The final boss of the first game was terribly disappointing to me. Imaginary viewer, if you are a Spyro fan, then please remember that I am completely new to Spyro's game. The final battle against Nasty consists of hunt the thief down through tunnels and then do it again, but this time against Nasty North, but more tediously. And if you fail, start over from the beginning. I got to do this like 8 times. All because of the next complaint that I have with the game. Why is the camera so close to Spyro? I lost too many times because of the camera view, which suffocated me, and it even ruined some of the overall gameplay experience. Now, my favorite part of the critiquing, with respect, of course, character and level art or design. Spyro's palette of color is basic but effective, magicful like a dragon and determinal like a flame. Most enemies' designs are good and decent, but most of them are pretty basic and sometimes a copy from an existing enemy, but with different color. And the Elder Dragons, they have truly saturated designs, and most of them work well, but there are some cases where they are a bit confusing, or at least to me. I only wish that the Elder Dragons could have been more useful in other ways to interact with them than just a hello and goodbye cinematic scene. My favorite Elder Dragon is Booba. Why? Because out of all the other Elder Dragons, he actually gives useful advice. Destroy all your enemies without mercy and painfully. The level architecture and ambience is okay. Most of the worlds have these castle or European vibes, with buildings made from bricks or from treasure or wood. The structures are just modified to suit dragon needs. Nothing super impressive, but it makes the job. The music of the game is pretty good, especially the soundtrack of the main menu. It's a type of music of background that I will reproduce while drawing. Now, since I haven't completed the other two games of the trilogy and only the first one, I will make a video for each one to give a final score to the whole trilogy. Objectively speaking, I give the first game a solid 9 of 10, but subjectively speaking, I give it a score of 7.5 out of 10. The gameplay hooks the player. The level building emphasizes self-learning above annoying long tutorials. The level soundtracks are good enough, the enemies are entertaining to beat up, and the dragon designs within the levels are masterfully done. But the camera view ruined some of that experience. The boss fights were disappointing and boring, and for someone like me, the game ends being more of a casualty than a jewel. But I confess that it is worth trying this game out. Oh, and also, Linter can go bite his tongue for the mess that he made at the beginning of the game. Imaginary viewer? Now if you excuse me, I am going to swim.